Microsoft just cut OpenAI out of GitHub Copilot at Build with its own silicon in front of the world, plus 4 more moves shaping the AI tape today. Let's get into it. At Build 2026, Microsoft pulled the trigger. Project Polaris, a mixture of experts coding model running on Microsoft's own Maya silicon, replaces GPT-4 Turbo as the default in GitHub Copilot, starting August. Microsoft also unveiled MAI Thinking 1, a 35 billion active, 1 trillion total parameter reasoning model trained from scratch. No distillation from OpenAI. This is Microsoft decoupling its highest leverage developer product from its largest investee, and the same Azure Foundry now hosts Claude Opus 4.8 and Sonnet 4.6 first class. Satya is becoming model agnostic, not Anthropic exclusive. The bear case. Microsoft has tried in-house models before and quietly retreated each time, and OpenAI still ships the most capable frontier. The forward signal. Watch August adoption telemetry. If Polaris holds default status past the first quarter without Copilot churn, Azure's gross margin profile re-rates. If it slips back to a GPT successor, the OpenAI dependency thesis returns intact. Trump signed a voluntary AI safety executive order on June 2nd, asking Frontier Labs to share top models with the federal government up to 30 days before public release, cut from a 90-day proposal in the original draft. The order explicitly bars mandatory licensing or pre-clearance, keeping the U.S. stance materially softer than the EU AI Act. It also creates an AI cybersecurity clearinghouse and tasks federal agencies with building cyber capability benchmarks inside a year. This is the replacement framework for the May 26 cancellation. The administration walked back, then reshipped lighter. The bear case. Voluntary means labs can simply refuse, and a 30-day window gives the government almost no time to act on findings. The forward signal. Watch which labs publicly opt in by July. Microsoft, Anthropic, and Google playing along is bullish for regulatory moat narratives. A frontier lab declining is the headline that reprices safety risk. Anthropic activated Project Glasswing on June 2nd, deploying Claude Mythos, the cybersecurity model the company had withheld from public release as recently as May 29th, across more than 150 critical infrastructure organizations in 15-plus countries. Mythos reportedly surfaces thousands of zero-day vulnerabilities over multi-week sweeps. The same announcement confirmed Anthropic's run-rate revenue above $47 billion, and it lands while Anthropic's confidential one sits with the SEC, filed June 1st. This is the productization Anthropic needed, a defensible enterprise wedge OpenAI does not yet match, dropped straight into the IPO process. Tie it to the Microsoft story. Azure Foundry is now hosting Claude Opus first class, meaning Microsoft itself is monetizing Anthropic capability. The bear case. Critical infrastructure deployments invite the harshest regulatory scrutiny, and one publicized failure inverts the safety narrative. The forward signal. Any pricing disclosure in the Esther 1 amendments. That number sets the enterprise AI re-rating. Florida's Attorney General filed an 83-page complaint on June 1st, naming Sam Altman personally, the first time a U.S. state has sued OpenAI's CEO individually. The suit alleges OpenAI shipped ChatGPT despite internal safety warnings, marketed it as child-safe without adequate safeguards, and collected minors' data without parental consent. Personal liability for the CEO during an S1 runway is the part that matters for the equity story, and the timing is brutal. Microsoft just cut OpenAI out of Copilot. Anthropic just put Mythos in front of 15-plus governments, and now the CEO is a named defendant. The bear case is what the complaint already states. If Florida wins on the data collection claim, every state AG copies the playbook within a quarter. The forward signal. Watch for the next state to file. 2 AGs in is a trend. 3 is a material disclosure event that has to surface in any IPO marketing. NVIDIA closed up 6.3% on June 2nd. $319 billion of market cap added in 2 sessions, as the street finished digesting Jensen Huang's Computex pivot. The announcement: RTX Spark PC chip, NVLink C2C into Grace, MediaTek custom, CPU. AMD, Intel, and Qualcomm all traded lower on the same news. This is the market putting a dollar value on NVIDIA expanding into client compute, every layer of the AI stack in Jensen's framing. Tie it to Story 0. Microsoft just built Polaris on its own Maya silicon, the exact opposite move. So you have 2 strategies for owning the AI stack: vertical integration from the model down, vertical integration from the silicon up, both being repriced this week. The bear case, $319 billion of market cap on a TAM expansion narrative, is a multiple bet, not a fundamental print. The forward signal: NVIDIA's August earnings, the first quarter with PC chip revenue contribution disclosure. Microsoft cuts the cord. Anthropic ships the wedge. Florida names a defendant. The through line today: leverage is shifting away from the model layer and toward the platform layer, and the platforms are pricing that in faster than the models can respond. We're watching that gap all week. I'm Ted. This is the Daily Alpha. Subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.